I'm David Scandura.
I'm Justus Burkett.
And today we're here to find out, is The Fog 2005 the greatest movie ever made?
Don't do that again. Damn, you sexy as hell when you're mad. That's incredible.
Welcome to the greatest movie ever made, the show where we watch a movie and tell you if it's the greatest movie ever made.
Yep. Hard pressed to find a quote to throw in here from this movie. Real dearth of quotable dialogue.
Just insert the same sound effect of breaking glass that they use over and over.
So much glass broken in this movie.
That's like a fucking John Woo movie.
In the OG Fog, in the 1980 The Fog, there's like one notable scene that involves glass breaking where Tom Atkins and Jamie Lee Curtis are in the truck and all the windows explode. And that's like right at the beginning of the movie. It is like the people who made this movie watched until that scene and then just made a remake based on the glass breaking scene.
You know what really you know what really fucking sucks in this movie?
What really? Well, a lot of things, but what are you thinking of?
When all the glass in the museum in the end, when the glass in the museum cases break around Father Malone,
yeah,
and we get like the 15th unnecessary slow-mo shot in the movie.
Yes, and there's a tornado of
CGI glass.
Yes.
And then he gets pierced by 3 of them bloodlessly and dies, and the rest of the glass falls to the ground.
Yes.
Just pepper this guy with glass.
We can't. It's a PG-13 film. I was really hoping that he would have like a Hellraiser death, because that is sort of what the tornado of glass had me thinking of. Is like, oh, well, this is some Hellraiser shit. He's going to get fucking impaled by so much of this glass. And then I was like, oh, right, we're watching a PG-13 2005 horror film. He can't die that way. It has to be lame.
It has to be, yeah. Even if there was just more glass going through him, I don't even need the blood. Just give me
something.
Give me something. The Fog 2005, directed by Rupert Wainwright.
It will not. It will give you nothing.
I'm David Scandura, joined as always by my co-host, Justus Burkett. Mm-hmm. And this is Carpenter Copycats, where we're breaking down the 4 major studio remakes of the films of John Carpenter.
Yeah.
We are starting with The Fog today, which is not the first Carpenter remake. The first one is Assault on Precinct 13, which came out in January of 2005. But I did sort of think that I would rather go horror movie, action movie, horror movie, horror movie.
Yeah.
Rather than starting with an action movie than just doing horror movies.
Doing 3 horror movies. That makes sense.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. I was like, do we go in the order that they released as Carpenter movies? Do we go in the order of the remakes?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, let's start with a horror movie,
do
an action movie, and then hit the big ones. Which
it also
Halloween
seems the way that you've ordered this so I have seen none of the movies we're going to be talking about this month, except for obviously now I've seen the one for this week's episode. But like previous to watching them for the show, I will never have seen any of these movies. But based on their reputations, it seems like the order of the month is also like basically universally critically hated movie, and then a couple that are kind of divisive and have their defenders, and then another basically universally hated movie. I kind of feel like the Fog remake and the Thing remake, everybody shits on those movies. And then Rob Zombie's Halloween and the Assault on Precinct 13 remake, you can find people being like, that one's good actually, you know?
Yeah. I guess I sort of unintentionally did that.
Yeah.
And I also just think like building up to Halloween and the Thing, because those are, his
bigger
movies,
bigger Carpenter titles, right?
Yeah. I guess we'll talk more about The Fog. We'll talk more about my expectations going into this, and we'll talk
because you had not seen this one before.
I've only seen the Rob Zombie Halloween of our upcoming movies.
Oh, for some reason I thought you had seen the Precinct 13 remake.
Nope.
Damn,
I have not.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. I think this is also part of doing this is like we could kind of do mini episodes on the Carpenter films.
Exactly.
We can talk about the Carpenter films pretty extensively.
We're going to be talking about The Fog 1980 a lot in this movie, and I feel like this month will sort of make there not really be a need for us to maybe do episodes on a lot of these Carpenter movies. I could potentially see us still doing an episode on The Thing, even though we're talking about The Thing this month, just because like that's a great movie. You know, we did Alien, we did Aliens, and you know, I know that we have a standing engagement with that franchise, but it's like if we could talk about Alien, we can talk about The Thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of Carpenter chatter this month.
Yeah,
which will be the respite from the films themselves, presumably.
And I am intentionally going to rewatch all of the Carpenter movies.
Yeah.
Except for The Thing, because I watched it like a couple of months ago. I probably don't need to see it again.
Yeah, but it's like there's never a bad time to watch.
I could, but I also I don't know. Maybe
it's one of the best movies anybody's ever made in the history of the medium. Yeah.
So like The Fog isn't even anywhere close to my favorite Carpenter movie. But,
Me either.
But going from that to immediately this, I mean, within like a 24-hour period, was just, it didn't do this movie any favors.
You know what's funny is I did it the other way around, and I didn't even intend to. I was like, I'll probably just watch the remakes this month. And then I finished The Fog 2005, and I still had enough time before we recorded to watch the original. And I was like, watching The Fog 2005 really made me feel like I want to see this movie but better. You know what that is? It's a movie that already exists from 1980. It's called The Fog. And so watching the remake made me want to watch the original right after. Like I basically did a double feature of The Fog and The Fog because I was like, I just want to watch a good version of this.
Yeah, so we've both been lost in the fog for a little while now.
Yeah.
We're two mother foggers.
Yeah. We're getting fogged up.
Yeah. Go fog yourself. I don't know. How are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I'm having a weird one, you know. It's a lot of shit happening. The shows that we've been working on are opening this week. And it's been a lot. There's just a kind of logistical headache, and there's always fucking shit that comes up last minute that is stressful, and I have been coping with it as well as I can, so I think I'm okay. But then again, sometimes I'll catch myself being a little snippy or fucking... One time my previous boss, current coworker, she described my behavior as surly one time.
Wow.
And not recently, but like she said I was being surly one time, and now I'm like, anytime I kind of have the tone that I had in that interaction, again, I'm like, oh, I'm being surly. And I feel like I've maybe been a little surly to people this week. So maybe I'm coping less well than I thought. I don't know. It's fine. The work's getting done.
You'll get through it.
Yeah, I don't really think I have anything to recommend other than I can't remember if when you watched Hostel, you shouted it out on the podcast.
I might have, yeah.
I feel like
you
did.
did.
You and I watched Hostel last weekend, and people are way too hard on that movie. I think that movie rules.
Welcome.
I think it's awesome. I've only basically heard bad things about Hostel.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, I don't know what you fuckers are talking about. This movie's hilarious and it rocks.
It's probably Eli Roth's best movie, and it's actually good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But
and like
yeah,
the characters who are very hateable in that movie, you're like supposed to hate. So I don't even think that that's a problem.
Right.
Because people like critique, like they're these fucking obnoxious dude bros. And it's like, yeah, that's the point, is they're obnoxious dude bros. And then you see their fucking like Achilles tendons get cut.
Right.
And it rules.
People criticize it for being gory and violent.
And
it's like, if you're 15 in fucking 2006 or whatever, maybe.
You're a fucking little bitch.
But like, yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's surprisingly funny.
So funny. Anytime that fucking gang of Slovakian street children showed up, I was laughing my ass off. Those little Oliver Twist ass motherfuckers. Yep. I was like, what the hell is going on right now? There is a gang of fucking... There is it's Artful Dodger and his like fucking gang in this Eli Roth movie. Yeah. Good movie. I liked it. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay,
I think
good.
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I feel like the same situation is kind of continuing as recent, where it's like not getting a lot of hours. I'm struggling to find another job, both in terms of like the jobs that are out there and my actual motivation to do it. And then like my days off are kind of, I'm normally pretty lazy and inactive, and it's not always very healthy. Part of that is we're hitting fucking peak summer in Flagstaff with no AC.
Yeah.
And there's really not much to do except sit at home in the dark and with a fan blowing on you.
Yeah, but the rain's coming.
The rain's coming, and there hasn't been as much smoke from the forest fire this week.
Yes,
So
they're getting a handle on it, which is good.
Yeah. But I think I'm still dealing with that stuff. I may be just emotionally dealing with it better, even if I'm not actively dealing with it in my life as well. I don't know. I also feel like I've just been sorting out some anger and resentment and like guilt and mental health stuff that I've dealt with for the last few years. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm starting to work through some of that and maybe approach it from a different angle than I have before. Mm-hmm. I don't really know. Work though, I've been doing some help in a nearby city that is a smaller post office that needed help, and I worked there yesterday. And the good thing is that so far they're pretty full days of work.
Yeah.
Because I'm new to the route and I'm learning it, and I'm slower than everyone else. So even though it's a route that should be quicker, I just take longer doing it. But I do feel like I'm getting pressure from that office to speed things up. And also they're just fucking weird over there.
Yeah.
The post office is kind of full of weird people. In a town like Flagstaff, you have a slightly bigger post office, so you kind of avoid them and only have to interact with some of them at certain times.
Yeah.
But the post office in the town that I'm helping in is like the size, it's like a room, basically.
Yeah.
And everyone's really tight and packed in together. So you have to deal with people a little bit more. Also, that town is just kind of weird.
It's a weird town.
It's sort of, I feel like that town is just populated by like tweakers and old racists.
Yeah, we did have High Priestess Pod and I did have a funny interaction with someone in that town one time. We were just like walking down the street, and a guy came up to us, and he was like, "Do you enjoy this decade?" And we were like, "Sorry, the decade that we live in, like the 20-teens?" Because it was the 20-teens at the time. And he was like, "The music of this decade, do you enjoy it?" And we were like, "I guess so, man." It was one of those, and he seemed like he was like probably on something, but he seemed fairly lucid for someone asking that type of question. It was very bizarre. Yeah. Do you enjoy this decade? Is one of my favorite non sequitur questions that I've ever been
I
asked.
personally prefer the 1750s.
Yeah. The music of this decade.
Yeah.
Was the clarifying point. And I was like, yeah, I guess so, man.
It's a tourist town.
Yeah.
And like the downtown tourist area is fine. Most of what I'm delivering to is not that. It's just south of it. So I'm mostly delivering to residential areas, and like a lot of houses just kind of smell like cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they don't have numbers on them because they're old. So that sometimes makes it a little bit confusing. The route itself is also just a little confusing to start out with.
Yeah.
And so I was trying really hard yesterday. I was trying to make time, make good time. I hadn't eaten breakfast, so that was kind of holding me back. I was also having trouble hydrating. I was like dry heaving at points. I wasn't pushing myself too hard, but I was pushing myself to try to do this as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
And not waste time.
Yeah.
And I get back, and then the postmaster, you're going to have to put in another marker because I'm going to say a name.
Yeah.
He's that kind of a person where you can't tell if he's angry at you or just joking around.
Yeah.
And that's my least favorite type of boss. Or
Yeah.
motherfuckers like that.
Yeah.
Because this guy just gives me a lot of shit. He has since I started working over there. I've only done a few days over there. He just gives me a lot of shit. doesn't really care how I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I sighed really loudly for whatever reason as I was leaving, because it was just the two of us there, because I finished later than everyone else.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just a little tired from jumping in and out of the truck every day." And he was like, "Come on." And at that point, I was like, "Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore. Just, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm getting in my car, going to the gas station, and then driving 30 minutes home.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking sick of you."
Yeah.
I almost don't want to go back there, but I'm also just like, maybe I can just fucking suck it up, you know?
Yeah.
It's just... But then last night, I was like up really late and could not fall asleep, and part of it was I was kind of still fuming about the day.
Right.
It was also just hot as shit last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
But overall, I think I'm doing pretty good compared to last week.
Right.
Media recommendations. I'm still watching war movies.
Yeah, I've been noticing that you have been on a real run.
It's sort of like the Pink Floyd The Wall thing when Pink gets really depressed and he starts putting on old war movies.
Yeah.
Because he just wants to watch carnage.
Yeah.
And disconnect. I think that's sort of what I'm doing. But
you're just like, where's a movie that I can watch where guys get blown apart by like M1 rifles? Or
I was just watching bodies get chewn up by fucking MG42 fire, and I was like, this feels better than dealing with my emotions.
Yeah.
The Clint Eastwood films Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima, I've seen both of them before. They are much better than I remember. First of all, it's just cool that Clint Eastwood made two movies about the same battle from World War II from opposing perspectives.
That is cool, yeah.
I don't think there's another director out there that's done that. He even uses footage from each movie in the different, very sparingly.
Yeah.
But like some establishing shots, so
right.
you know where you are.
Yeah, so they are sort of like explicitly tied together.
Yeah, it'll be like, cool. That's the same machine gun nest from that shot in the other movie.
Yeah.
But they're both very different. Where Flags of Our Fathers is dealing with the PTSD and the propaganda of the United States government in regards to the veterans who raised the flag at Iwo Jima. Ira Hayes is played by Adam Beach in the movie, is a big part of it. And it's about kind of the inhumanity that the American government can treat its own veterans.
Yeah.
And then Iwo Jima, Letters from Iwo Jima is a movie that humanizes the Japanese.
Right.
And is still very critical of the actions and the mindset of the Japanese Empire, but is much more sympathetic to the individual soldier.
Right, because just like the American government was fucking over their vets and their soldiers, the Japanese government was doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like war, the bad thing about war is the people in power who start them and make them bad, and not the guys who are fucking getting killed. Those guys are victims of the machine.
But I don't think you could make that movie about the Nazis.
Right.
You couldn't.
No.
You couldn't do that movie about Western Europe.
No.
The Western Europe theater.
Yeah.
But I also think that Letters from Iwo Jima got nominated for an Oscar. It was financially successful in Japan. But neither movie was financially successful here. And I sort of think that the post 9/11 American audiences weren't totally ready to accept the fact that their government could be acting inhumanely to their own soldiers.
Well, and that war is bad even when it has a just cause behind it, like World War II, right? Because it's like those movies are sort of like, hey, even when we're going to war for a really good reason, it sucks, and it is the results of it are bad for the guys fighting the war.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, I feel like that is not what audiences wanted, very early into the war on terror. They wanted to be like, yeah, rah, the troops are great. You know?
And the humanization of the enemy.
Yeah, right. Right.
Where, Letters from Iwo Jima deals specifically with the civilians, Japanese civilians during the war.
Yeah, that's not really a thing that the American public wanted.
Right,
to
we didn't
want
to think about.
How people
Afghanistan and Iraq civilians.
Yes.
Yeah. So both really great war films. I think Eastwood's a pretty pretty good director all around, but those are definitely some of his better movies, I think.
Nice.
And I was really, they're not perfect, but I was really touched by them watching them this time.
Cool.
Okay, The Fog from 2005.
Yes. The Fog remake, starring almost nobody.
Well, it's got a little baby Clark Kent in there, my friend.
Yes, Smallville guy.
We got fucking Wyndham Earl from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
You know, if someone was killed
that
and
is Wyndham Earl, isn't it?
Right, it is. I don't remember his name, but if someone got killed and their body was stuffed into a paper mache chess piece, this would be a better movie.
It certainly would. Yeah, it's kind of a rough sign for your movie when Raid Serbeja is the most recognizable name in your movie, and he's in it for like fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's mostly ghost pirate makeup.
Yeah.
Ghost
and
leper pirate makeup.
Yes, and sometimes he's in flashbacks with only the leper makeup.
You know what? Best performance in the movie.
Yeah, because he's the only good actor in this whole fucking movie. The only other person in this movie other than guy playing Wyndham Earl in Twin Peaks and fucking Clark Kent from Smallville is the daughter from Taken. That's the only other actor in this movie.
Yeah.
Everybody else is some block of wood that they picked up off the street.
And Raid Serbeja is just like, he just has to do the same thing that he does in every movie, which is like look like a pervert from the Balkans.
Yeah, he's basically just playing Dracula in this movie. He like the ending of this movie reveals that the character has been Dracula the whole time, and this was a secret Dracula movie where he's like, yes, Mina, I have crossed oceans of time to find you. You know, and it's like that reveal happens in the last 5 minutes of the movie, and you're like, oh, that's why you get Raid Serbeja in this role, is because it's Dracula.
Yeah. So I of the 4 movies that I've picked for this month for Carpenter Copycats, like I said, I've only seen the Rob Zombie Halloween before.
Yeah.
I have expectations for the others, where like Assault on Precinct 13 is probably just another action movie about a gang attacking a police precinct, and they were like, what if we just call it Assault on Precinct 13 rather than getting compared to it? I've seen the Rob Zombie Halloween before, so I know exactly what's in store for that. And then the Thing remake has been widely publicized in terms of just how the practical effects were replaced with CGI.
Yeah.
I've seen clips from it a
Yeah,
bunch.
me
So I
too.
kind of know what I'm in for with that.
Yeah.
It's a prequel to the to Carpenter's 82, The Thing.
But it also is
just
basically a remake, from what I understand, because it is what the first one is, which is a bunch of people in Antarctica find the Thing and it kills them all.
Right.
Yeah.
So I went into The Fog, 2005, knowing basically nothing other than I had heard that it was one of the worst horror movies of all time.
Yes, I
like
had heard this as well.
extremely low rated.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had really had a reputation the way that some other bad horror movies have.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people had talked about it. And for me, the Carpenter Fog is a good movie that could use improvements. So I didn't know if this movie was going to like something else was going to come out of The Fog. It was going to maybe take the concept and just do it very loosely. And then this movie's kind of just The Fog again with teenagers.
It's
weird.
It's The Fog, but they do add stuff.
They add stuff.
But the as I was watching this movie, I was like, the stuff that they're adding is so not what you would think to improve upon from watching the OG Fog. Because I'm with you. I think I will say, you said good. I would say John Carpenter's The Fog from 1980 is a great movie, in my opinion. I do think that movie rules. But I don't think it's perfect. I think that there are things that one could improve upon in that movie. And I do think that there are interesting doors kind of left open as far as like stuff that you could do narratively or stylistically or whatever thematically in a Fog remake. So I don't think a remake of The Fog is a bad idea in the way that I think a remake of The Thing is probably a bad idea.
Right. I don't think that even Assault on Precinct 13, while I'm sure that I've heard that this remake is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't really know that you need to call it that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what if we did a movie with zombies in a house and
Yeah.
just call it Night of the Living Dead?
But really, of Carpenter's movies, of all of Carpenter's movies that I've seen, I would say The Fog is maybe the best one for someone to remake. Because it kind of is a movie where it's like, no, yeah, there's stuff you could do with an update to this movie, right? And then watching it, I was like, they didn't do any of the stuff they should have done. What they did add is more convoluted, unnecessary plot elements, more characters for some reason. The OG Fog is already sort of an ensemble film. There's not really like one main character in the 1980 The Fog, right? Like Tom Atkins is kind of the main character, but partway through the movie, we kind of drop him and spend a lot of time with Adrienne Barbeau and the kid and the babysitter and stuff. So it's like that's already an ensemble picture. It already has like 8 main characters. And then this movie, for some fucking reason, is like, yeah, we're taking all 8 main characters from the original The Fog and then adding like 5 more.
Right. We got we got to add an annoying black friend.
Yes. Oh, Spooner. God damn, do I hate this guy.
Spooner's just this is just a man from another time, and that time is the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
When you just had to have an annoying black friend in the movie.
Yes, it's like, Chris Rock is big right now. He's like, they obviously didn't have Chris Rock money, nowhere near it.
This movie does feel like it is a few years too late.
Yeah.
It feels like this would be at home in the 90s.
Yeah.
And mid 2000s, we are moving on to Saw and Hostel and making things gnarlier.
05 is late for this.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that I feel like this movie sucks, is because it's trying to do like the late 90s, early 2000s, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of vibe. And it's like, no, we're past that, man. Like, you can't be holding on to that. Because I've seen that movie, and it feels of its time, and this feels like a throwback to 5 years ago, which feels pathetic. It
is so funny that we were making horror movies that were like, yeah, the rinky-dink little fishing village filled with supermodels.
Right. Everyone in this seaside town on this fucking isolated island is like the sexiest person you've ever seen. Or like an old person who seemingly has no acting experience whatsoever, like the fucking aunt in this movie. Anytime she was on screen, I was like, does this lady know she's in a movie? Because she was always just kind of like, all of her line deliveries just sound like she's reading them off the page.
Mostly she just has to watch Jeopardy.
Yes, right.
Which that joke gets old so fast.
Yeah. And she just looks confused about everything. It doesn't matter what is happening in any scene that she's in. She just always looks like she just woke up.
When the fog is... When they're doing the scene from the first movie, which they do so many times. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's funny how this movie has its departures, and it's like, nah, we're just going to kind of shot for shot recreate the scene from the first movie.
And again, these decisions are baffling because the things that they choose to recreate are some of the least interesting scenes in The Fog. And then the ones that they choose to deviate from, like Adrienne Barbeau being fucking attacked by zombies on the roof of the lighthouse, they don't do that in this movie for some reason. That's like one of the most exciting parts of the original movie. And they're like, no, you know what would be better is if a fucking CGI ghost makes a face at her underwater.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the fucking the old lady's at the back door.
Yeah.
We actually, and the fog is getting in, and she turns and looks back at fucking little Timmy or whatever.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah.
And she makes a face that looks like she's on the side of the fog. She looks like she's being, because earlier in the movie, one of the girls on the fishing boat, like, let's take some hot bitches out on our fishing boat.
Yeah.
Disgusting, smelly fishing boat. She gets possessed and she starts drawing the symbols on the in the fog on the windows. So we've established that like there's some sort of possession element happening with the ghost pirates. And I'm sort of like, did the ghost pirates just possess Granny? And no, she's just a bad actress and doesn't know how to make a face.
Yes, they were like, okay, like turn and look at the, look at the camera or whatever. And she just like turns and smiles menacingly at the camera, but it only seems menacing because of context.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get this old lady not to smile. It was like, no, this is a serious situation. It's scary. There's killer fog outside. And she's like, what was that, Sonny? Do I get to sit back down and watch my show now? Yeah. No good actors in this movie. Well, Ray Serbeja. I think there is no other good performance in this movie. I think what's his name? Tom
Welling. Yeah, that's little Clark Kent.
The Smallville guy.
He shot this during 3 weeks. He had 3 weeks off from Smallville to shoot this.
Okay. Well, maybe he should have prepped a little bit more. Or maybe he's just bad. This guy...
I don't know. Maybe he's just, like, not... He didn't want to put in a lot of effort for a Fog remake.
Yeah, sure. He's not doing the movie any favors. The movie's not doing him any favors. It's, I feel like, a mutual kind of situation here where, like... Yeah, he's just giving this nothing. Every line reading from him, I was just like, wow... Give me less. Yeah, he's just like so flat. He's like a fucking cardboard box. There's just like nothing to this guy. He's very pretty, but I was just like, boy, I do not want to spend any more time with this character, and unfortunately he is the lead of this film. Between his just like total lack of anything and then the guy who plays Spooner just doing like the over-the-top like comedian thing, the beginning of this movie is pretty tough to handle because it's a lot of the two of them. It's front-loaded with a lot of them, and I'm just like, oh man, do I hate this.
Well, we're not going to go through this movie from the beginning, like beat by beat, but we start with the credit sequence where the text comes up in a little ghostly fog and then disappears because, I guess you do that. We have a flashback introducing the backstory, the first of many flashbacks, which, like, adding more to the backstory I'm kind of interested in. And they change it up a bit in this movie compared to the original. And then fucking hard cut to present day, Sugar We're Going Down.
Man.
And
which, like, not a bad song, bad needle drop.
It lets you know what you're in for.
It's also the only good needle... Like, it's a bad needle drop. It's a good song. It's the only good song used in the movie. The rest of this fucking mid-2000s, like, alt-rock fucking pop-punk garbage, there is a song that the fucking radio DJ plays that I shit you not, the entire time it's playing... You hear the same 4 boring, uninspired bars on a loop like 16 times. And I was like, is that how this song is structured? Or did they just loop this one part of it over and over and over?
Re-edit it for the movie.
It was so bizarre. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this almost sounds like it's like a repetitive like post-rock thing, but it's like post-rock that sucks ass.
And then it's fucking Tom Welling and Spooner on their little fishing boat with these guys. And it's just not fun.
No,
and you know, like the girl playing Stevie Wayne, who's the radio DJ.
Yeah,
she's no Adrienne Barbeau.
No,
I feel like she's trying in this movie, but there is no greater. There's a few things that really differentiate this from the original Fog in terms of quality. But when she's like doing the sultry radio DJ voice, and then she fucking puts on Jamiroquai compared to Adrienne Barbeau doing it and then putting on jazz.
Yeah.
Oh man, that just shows you what movie you're in. Definitely.
I really got to say, like, I don't know if I agree with you that Selma Blair as Stevie Wayne is even trying.
Maybe I'm just like, she's kind of goth, and that's kind of hot.
No, she's very attractive.
Goth radio DJ in a lighthouse.
I think Selma Blair is one of the worst performances in this movie.
Yeah.
I truly think she sucks a bag of shit in this movie. Like, I know I'm coming out really hard, but like, boy, howdy, did I not enjoy watching this performance. Just everything is so... Her eyes are, like, dead. There's, like, no expressiveness to this performance at all for me. And, like, then watching the Carpenter Fog after this, I was like, oh, right, Adrienne Barbeau is, like, on fire in this movie. She fucking rules.
Yeah. She has basically no other actors to interact with for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Because she's in the lighthouse being a radio DJ. And she's great.
The part in the Carpenter the Fog where the radio DJ Stevie is apologizing to her son that she can't come be with him.
Yeah, over the radio.
Yes, and she's like terrified and heartbroken. She doesn't even know if he's still alive. And she's like holding back tears. That is like such a powerful moment. It's like one of the best acting moments of that entire movie. And then like you contrast this against this Selma Blair performance, and she's just like, no, everybody, no, there's something in the fog. You have to get safe. It's just like, oh boy, this is fucking...
She does the, like, can someone go to my house and check on my kid thing. It is quite different.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no one in this movie's good.
Yeah.
Raid Cerbeja excluded.
Yeah.
But...
right, Raid Cerbeja at least showed up. Yeah, and...
These are bad performances.
Yes.
Other than Spooner, I don't know if I found anyone to be egregiously bad.
Yeah.
I think it was just, this is just like CW level acting.
Right.
Which makes sense because Tom Welling is a TV actor, and I don't know about the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
I don't know them from anything else.
Yeah. Daughter from Taken is also not good, but she didn't stick out to me as especially bad. She's just like not good.
Who's Daughter from Taken?
Maggie Grace, the Elizabeth.
She's Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Liam Neeson's daughter who gets taken.
Yeah.
That's the thing I know her from.
They add so much to that character from the original.
Yeah.
In the original,
yes.
It's Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's just a hitchhiker.
Yes. And she shows up and fucking sucks Tom Atkins' dick and then just decides to follow him around for the rest of the movie.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Because Tom Atkins in the 80s was just banging fucking college co-eds and taking them on his mysteries with them.
I love that John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, and Tommy Lee Wallace looked at Tom Atkins collectively and were like, well, this is clearly the sexiest man who's ever lived. This is how we will be using him in our films. Every woman will be throwing themselves at him. But yeah, like, in that original movie, like, Jamie Lee Curtis is just kind of vibing in that movie. Like, and I like that she tries to leave the movie right when things start getting scary, and then a body falls on her, and she's like, well, I guess I have to stay in this movie now.
Right.
Because I have to, like, go to the police station, and they have to do a report.
Tom Atkins without a mustache in that movie?
Yeah.
Kind of skeezier than Tom Atkins with a mustache.
It's true. The mustache sort of classes him up a little bit,
right?
And when
you don't expect that,
yeah. And when he doesn't have it, you're like, oh, Jamie Lee, I don't know if you should get in this guy's truck. This guy looks like a serial killer.
Yeah, he's also drinking a road soda in that.
Yeah, oh man,
fucking hell yeah.
But if Tom Welling was drinking and driving in this movie, that would at least bump it up like a quarter star, half star, maybe. Because I'd at least be like, that is a good nod to the Carpenter original, is having Nick Castle, the character of Nick Castle, of course, not the actor who famously played the Shape.
Right.
Drinking and driving. Yeah.
There are some lines that are repeated from the original.
Yes.
I don't remember them all because there's not a ton of memorable dialogue from the original The Fog. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But he does do. She does. When he picks up Elizabeth, there is the exchange about him being weird.
Yeah, you're not weird, are you? And he's like, oh yeah, I am real weird.
Yeah.
But in this movie, you alluded to the changes to Elizabeth's character. One of the big things is that rather than just being a random hitchhiker, she is Nick's girlfriend who moved away for 6 months and did not tell him, like, just left one day and didn't leave a note or anything.
Right. And
just moved to New York City and then has come back and I guess just expects him to still just be her boyfriend. Because it seems like
Which
shows
she's
back,
right about.
Yeah. But also, like, while she's been gone, he's been having like a thing with Stevie, the radio DJ, which is not a thing from the original Carpenter movie. Like Tom Atkins and Adrienne Barbeau do not have a thing going on in that movie. And I think this like love triangle addition that they kind of half-ass and like introduce and then kind of drop and then like maybe remember for a second and bring it back for like one exchange or whatever is like so lazy and stupid and unnecessary. It's a wild change to make.
It's I mean, it's so inoffensive to me that it almost doesn't even matter, because they hint at the love triangle and then wisely do nothing with the love triangle.
Yeah.
So, like, why even have it there in the first place is a good point.
Yeah. Because it's just nothing.
But just kind of making Elizabeth his ex doesn't add anything to the movie, making her more of a protagonist, and she's the one investigating a lot of the lore and backstory in relation to the ghost pirates, becomes really tedious, and then the ending just like tries to pull this fucking thing out of its ass, where she's like the reincarnate. So not really our four leads, but Nick Castle, Elizabeth, Stevie Wayne, and then Father Malone in this movie are all descendants of the four founders of the town who betrayed the pirates. Yeah, they're not pirates in the movie The Leper Colony. In the original, it's just Father Malone who's the descendant of the the six who mutinied against the ghost pirates.
Yes.
So that's an interesting change. Maybe
I do think in the Fog remake, that's a change that makes sense to me. Is more characters are descended from the people who fucked over the leper colony. Right.
And then the movie is somehow like, oh, and Elizabeth is also the reincarnated spirit of Raid Serbeja's wife.
Yes. His much younger wife, which I guess would have been normal in the 18th century.
Yeah.
His child bride. But yes, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's suddenly a Dracula thing.
Yeah.
Because this is a Dracula thing where he's like, oh, once upon a time in my immortal life, I had a mortal love like you who died, and like now I'm cursed to walk the earth in my fucking immortal state, and I have come across someone who's the spitting image of the lady I used to love.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, you're back, So they're trying to do that, but like, why? And also they shoehorn it in at the last second, and they kind of seed it with like the dreams that she's having and stuff, but it's like,
but that gets really repetitive and plotting too.
And here's the thing, if you want to make the Fog remake where you have a Dracula romance between this character and the fucking ghost leper guy, I think that's maybe even an interesting thing to do with the Fog remake. I think that there is room for you to do that in your remake. You need to make that the whole movie if that's what you're going to do. You cannot have it be something that you spend like maybe 4 total minutes of screen time on. It has to be like the bulk of the plot. Like otherwise, it just feels like you couldn't figure out how to end your movie. And we're just like, yeah, I don't know. People liked fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula. I guess we'll do that. Like,
yeah, well, he'll kiss her and then she'll turn into a ghost.
Yeah.
And we won't explain it.
Yeah,
I'm sort of like,
if you wanted to do gothic romance, The Fog, I think that would work. You just have to commit to it.
I think with the flashbacks, I liked it because visually it's some of the most interesting stuff in this movie.
I agree with that. The ship stuff looks good. The Clipper ship looks good.
Yeah. And it's lore and context and stuff that's different from the original Fog. It feels like there's some untapped potential there. I was like, maybe like just take the story of the Fog, do the story of the leper colony, and tie it in more to make it more of a horror thing, or do something that's a little bit more period and has a little bit more of a distinct personality to it than just like, we'll just do a kind of coastal town that doesn't really have any. It's an island in this as opposed to the original. We'll just do a coastal town that doesn't really have any personality to it, like in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right.
The original The Fog, I think, has the potential for more of those like Spielbergian Jaws type town moments.
Right, for sure.
With the ensemble.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where it never. I don't know that the ensemble totally comes together for me or works for me in it. And then I also think like it could do with more ghost pirates.
Well, yeah.
And this movie does more town moments, a bigger ensemble that don't work at all.
Yes.
And then still just a little bit of ghost pirates at the end.
Yes. Yeah. This movie does feel to me simultaneously sort of like underthought and lazy in points, where it seems like sometimes they could have thought a little bit more about updating this movie instead of just doing the thing from the original movie. But then paradoxically, it also feels tremendously overthought at points. The romance, the gothic romance shit feels like that to me, where it's like you did not need to over-engineer this thing in this movie this much. Another big thing for me, like really the earliest indicator that I was like, oh, the writing is sweaty. The screenplay is fucking sopping with perspiration, is like when the anchor gets stuck right at the beginning of the movie.
Oh god.
And it's stuck on the fucking bag of shit that fell off of the leper ship after the guys from the island fucked it over and like burned it, right? And like stole all their shit. There's like a bag of loot that fell to the seafloor, and the anchor gets stuck on it, and the anchor like tears it open, and that releases the curse. You know, gentle listener, if you have not watched John Carpenter's 1980 The Fog, do you know why the fog happens in that movie? It is nowhere near that convoluted. It is because it has been 100 years to the day since the bad thing happened. Period. End of sentence. That is so much easier and like so much like quicker to explain. You don't need to do this whole fucking shit where we're seeing the anchor underwater tearing the bag open and seeing the hairbrush and the watch like float out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just been 100 years. That's why.
Right, because the fog has the wise decision to open with an old guy on the beach telling the kids a ghost story.
And he's like, 100 years ago, this very night, some bad shit happened, and there's ghosts because of it.
Right, it tells you what's going to happen in the movie, which is, we're going to get some ghost pirates.
Yeah.
And also kind of tells you how to watch the movie.
Yes.
Where, like, because The Fog is R.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near Carpenter's most violent or disturbing film.
No, it's sort of, honestly, I think it would be a good, like, first horror movie for a kid.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you can put The Fog on and be like, oh, it's just kind of it's kind of a ghost story.
Yeah, it's like a spooky story.
Right,
yeah.
right. And it's, you don't have to think about it much more than this.
Yeah.
And then the Fog remake, in addition to spending fucking 5 minutes on this, like, action sequence, quote unquote, where they're trying to get
where the anchor gets
to get the anchor loosed and the guys on the fishing boat lose their fish.
Yeah.
God, that was so fucking annoying.
Yeah. It's so funny because he's like, all my fish, and you see 2 fish go overboard.
Yeah. This movie's like, we need to add more artifacts.
Yeah.
And more lore, and not really do anything with it.
And it's like,
the
you know
symbols,
what you could do? Just make it be 100 years.
The symbols show up so many times.
Yeah.
And every time fucking Elizabeth is like, yeah, fuck, I don't know. There's just these symbols. I don't know what they mean.
At one point, she's like Googling the word hallmarks.
And I just, within 30 seconds of this movie starting, I know that we're getting ghost pirates.
Yeah.
And this movie takes, how long is this movie? Like,
it is 10 minutes
10 minutes longer
than the original.
It takes me 10 more minutes to get to ghost pirates in this movie than the original Fog does.
Yeah.
And I don't like
the whole movie's 10 minutes longer. I think it does take longer to get to ghost pirates.
Right.
Than 10, but the whole runtime is 10 minutes longer.
Right.
It's an hour 40. I think we're at like an hour before we get to any ghost pirates.
I think the original Fog is kind of a long 90 minutes.
I disagree with that, but that's
It's Carpenter makes a lot of slow moving atmospheric horror movies.
I think that movie's very well paced.
I think the Fog is maybe a little bit too slow for me. It is a fucking breeze compared to the long 100 minutes of this remake.
Watching the 1980 The Fog directly after watching the 2005 The Fog, I was like, this movie is both simultaneously 10 minutes shorter and an hour shorter. Yeah. So there's just like sweaty shit like that. There's just like, how are we ever going to explain why this fog curse is happening?
Leaky leaky shit, maybe.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because
There's
it's water.
Yeah. There's a fucking burst pipe in this screenplay.
There's God, the leaky footsteps on the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's annoying as
Oh
shit.
boy, know what?
That's tiring.
So that moment was reminding me. This movie has seen so many other 2000s horror movies. That is like a big dark water moment. This movie has. You've never seen the 2002 The Ring, have you?
Wait, is there we say big dark water moment? Is there a horror movie called Dark Water?
Dark Water, yeah.
Oh, I'm
There's
not
a
aware
horror
of
movie
this
called
film.
Dark Water.
I'll have to look at it.
But
I haven't seen The Ring remake.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Gore Verbinski's The Ring is clearly a tremendously large influence on this movie. Like, I would say, as much as this movie is influenced by John Carpenter's The Fog, it is influenced by Gore Verbinski's The Ring.
Oh, Dark Water is also a remake.
It is? It's a Japanese movie, right?
A Japanese movie,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't know which one you were referring to.
The American remake.
Okay.
But this movie feels like it has seen. It really feels like post that J-horror wave, right? And it has seen the American remakes of all these Japanese horror films, especially The Ring. The whole shit with Elizabeth like sitting down at the computer and Googling hallmarks, and then her computer fritzes out and the screen flashes Dane, right? And then like her going to the fucking library and like reading about the dark history and shit. All of that shit is basically just fully pulled from Gore Verbinski's The Ring.
Okay.
The aesthetic, it looks the same. It is like the color grading of all of the shit in this movie is very reminiscent of The Ring. It just all feels so The Ring coded.
Well, and The Fog. God, we're saying fog so many times this episode.
That's what it's called.
Fog counter.
That's what both movies are called.
We're also saying the fog a lot in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But the original The Fog has a sort of Stephen King feel to it.
Yeah,
with
100%.
the small town with the dark secret and seeing all these different aspects of the town. And this movie double downs on that, but in a way that feels kind of redundant and retreading that type of storytelling. It feels tired in this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Also because it just like half commits to it.
Yeah. It's right. It's trying to do the Stephen King thing. It's trying to do the fucking J-horror thing. It's trying to do the late 90s, early aughts slasher thing. And it's just like not fully committing to any of them and just sort of half-assing a bunch of things. Yeah. You know what? You know what other thing I really hate in this movie? And it is a small gripe, but it's in so many scenes that it started really drawing an outsized amount of my attention.
What?
Maggie Grace's fucking stupid ass jacket. This stupid fucking
look
coat
at it.
that they have her in. Elizabeth is wearing this coat that I think the costuming decision, and if I'm right, this is so stupid and heavy-handed and ridiculous. I think it's supposed to intentionally be styled to be reminiscent of like 18th century coats to kind of connect her to the past so that the ending thing where she turns into a ghost, it feels like it's been kind of like foreshadowed or whatever. But the effect is she is walking around looking like a fucking Revolutionary War fucking redcoat for this whole goddamn movie. She looks like she's in Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in this fucking thing.
I guess I didn't even clock that. And when I type in Maggie Grace The Fog, most of the images on Google Images are her in the lingerie.
Oh, okay. Well,
makes
understandable.
sense.
Yeah. No, she's wearing this stupid fucking... it is a Sgt. Pepper jacket. I don't know how else to describe it. It's got the big fucking buttons.
Yeah, a bunch of buttons down the seams.
It's like a
side.
fucking old-fashioned military jacket. It looks so stupid. She's also wearing, at points, she's wearing a lacy tank top underneath it that is longer than the jacket, so it's just popping out the bottom. She's got low-rise jeans on with this. I was like, this outfit is fucking toxic waste. I hate this look so much. And she's wearing it for the whole fucking movie. She's going to the library to do her investigation in her stupid fucking jacket and her stupid newsboy cap. And I'm just like, God, 2005 was the worst time in America. She looks ridiculous. I hated this costume so much.
That's so funny. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see why you hate it.
I just can't stand it. And the idea that it is an intentional choice to foreshadow that she's somehow connected to all of these spirits from the past was making me angrier, because I was like, I think I figured out what you're going for, and it's so stupid that I'm mad at you.
Right. It does lead up to it because there are so many scenes of this chick drowning.
Yeah.
Just in slow motion, seemingly unending.
Yeah.
Like when she...
And they're not really trying to hide that the actress from the past is Maggie Grace.
No.
Like, you're seeing it.
I think they just overdo it.
Yeah, totally.
With all the flashbacks that she's having and the dream sequences.
Totally.
And then when she falls in the boathouse in the water.
Oh man, that is one of the fucking dumbest fucking scenes.
That is so long.
That is another sequence where I'm just like, this screenplay is reaching, because it's like, how are we gonna get the journal in the wall that's in the original The Fog? In the original The Fog, the wall just kind of starts to break open because it's been 100 years and the town is cursed. Mm-hmm. And so the journal just reveals itself at, mind you, the beginning of the fucking movie. It's one of the first things that happens. And then in this movie, they're like, oh, we got to get the journal. That's an iconic part of this movie. How's this going to happen? Well, maybe Maggie Grace is snooping around the boathouse and she sees something that catches her attention and she has to walk across a fucking wobbly beam to get to it. And then she falls off into the water and then she's getting dragged down by a net. And then she surfaces and she's trying to save herself by clawing at the wall, and then she claws some bricks free, and that's how we get the journal. It's like, what are we fucking doing? Anyway, sorry.
And even the supernatural stuff that is unexplained that happens at the beginning of the original Fog.
Yeah.
They try to do it here, and here it feels so much more pointed and obvious that it's weird shit that's happening.
Yeah.
That's being caused by ghost pirates.
Yes.
Whereas in the original, it's just like, the glass breaks, the dogs start barking. There's kind of just weird happenings all around town, and we eventually build
all
up
the
to that.
cars, like car alarms go off. That's a great thing in the original. Yeah.
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 And then here with like the artifacts and all of the things that they're building up to. It just is like it's kind of just hitting the audience over the head in terms of like, this is important.
Yeah.
And like it takes away some of the mystique of the stuff that happens in the original, where like the kid finds the gold coin that turns into the driftwood that has the name of the ship on it.
Yeah.
And if you were paying attention to the monologue at the beginning, you would know that that's the same ship.
Yes.
But only if you were paying attention to the old timers ghost story.
Yes.
And that sort of seems like, okay, that seems like something cool that would wash up on a beach and a kid would find interesting. And then he gives it to his mom, and his mom takes, and then it starts leaking water, and it feels like it's given a little bit more thought in terms of how it relates to the story and what we're going to do with it. And then in this one, he just finds some fucking barnacle encrusted mirror and takes it home and be like, oh, look, Mom, I found a piece of junk on the beach.
I found beach trash. And she's just like, cool, I guess I'll wash this off in the kitchen sink for some reason instead of throwing it away.
God, you're going to need more than Scrub Daddy to get the barnacles off, sister.
Right. I do like that she scrubs it and it looks the same. That was making me laugh.
That's the first of two stupid scenes that take place at a kitchen sink in this movie.
Sink. Oh boy, yeah, we'll get to the other one, but I do want to talk about real quick because you mentioned the driftwood from the original movie, and in the original movie, the piece of driftwood, when Adrienne Barbeau takes it to the lighthouse and the crazy haunted shit happens, and it starts leaking water. The text on it changes from Dane to 6 must die. Mm-hmm. And I think that in the original Fog, one of the best choices that screenplay makes is the 6 must die thing. Because that is such a smart and concise shortcut to giving your movie very palpable stakes, right? Because you have seen, at that point in the movie, you've seen 3 people die.
Right.
The 3 people on the boat have died. And then this 6 must die thing happens. And you're like, by the end of this movie, by the time credits roll, 3 more motherfuckers are going to be dead.
Right, you start counting.
And you know that, and you have this great ensemble cast of characters, some of whom you care about a lot, and you're like, oh boy, I hope it's not my favorite, I hope it's not Adrienne Barbeau, and you're wondering for the rest of the movie who's going to get it, right? And who the other 3 are going to be. And to the literal last shot of that movie, the 6 must die thing is what like holds the structure of the movie together.
Right, without ever beating you over the head
No,
with it. It's like
so
it's not
simple.
like a conversation where they're like, wait a minute, it said 6 must die, and that means you get through the climax of the movie and you're like, oh, okay, everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
And then the last shot of the movie is like, were you keeping count?
Right. 6 must die, right? And it is truly confounding to me. It is like incomprehensible to me how anyone making a The Fog remake chose to abandon that part of the original. Out of everything that you could have gotten rid of from the original, why get rid of 6 Must Die when it is literally the thing that makes the first movie work structurally? It is what holds the movie. It's the glue that holds the movie together. And they don't do it in this movie. And I'm like, who thought that was a good idea?
Instead of 6 must die, it's 6 must be defenestrated.
Right. Oh,
you know
man.
what kind of rocks in this movie?
What kind of rocks in this movie?
When the weatherman gets fucking blown up.
Yep. There are 3 scenes in this movie that I liked. That is absolutely one of them. Dan the weatherman getting thrown through a fucking glass door on fire. Fucking rips, rules, and owns. I loved seeing this flaming dummy flying across a room. Yes, please. 100%. Like, that scene rules. The other 2 scenes that I like the updated version of Stevie in the radio studio when everything starts going crazy. Because in the original movie, Adrienne Barbeau starts hearing like creepy shit from the radio equipment, like her like CB that she has or whatever starts going bananas, and there's like a creepy ghost voice from it saying some shit, and then the 6 must die happens on the wood, and I think something lights on fire. In this movie, I really did like the sound design of all of the scary like children's screams, and there's like screaming women and children that are coming through her speakers in her studio, and like ghostly whispering, but then also just like electronic, like the noises that speakers would make when they were just fucking up in general is mixed in. So it feels much more like this is like scary ghost sounds for the digital age, right? Because some of it does feel like glitchy.
I don't totally like the ghost pirates being able to hack computers, though, and make glitchy images appear.
It is a little perplexing.
And it's all glitchy.
Yeah, but I do like that scene. I think it's effectively creepy. I think it works. And then shit lights on fire, too, and it like burns
the mirror lights on fire.
Yes, and it burns like a bunch of her kids' pictures that are like posted up around it, and then all of the kids' pictures have the scales symbol on them, and I think we're overusing that symbol and stuff, but I think it works in that scene. I do like that scene, and I'm like, I think this was a pretty well executed like horror set piece. And then the other thing that I like is just some of the flashback stuff on the boat with Ray Cerveja.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 things that I liked in this movie, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan getting thrown through the window on fire is great. We just need to dial back maybe 40 or 50% on the people being thrown through windows in this movie, because it truly feels like when they did not know how else to kill someone in this PG-13 horror movie, they opted for throw them through a window.
It's very true.
Both of the fucking the I'm just gonna say horrendously misogynistic portrayals of women on the boat. These two non-character, just walking pieces of ass who have literally nothing going on. These 2 girls gone wild ass girls get thrown through the window. And then at the end, we're fucking throwing the mayor through like 4 windows. Like, it feels like that guy like can't stop going through windows.
But when it comes to Grandma,
Yeah.
she gets the haunted sink.
Oh boy.
And with the hand that gives you leprosy.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
adding leprosy into this story.
It's in the original.
It is?
They talk about it being a leper colony.
Okay.
In the original.
It's you see in the flashbacks they have leprosy. And
Yes.
There's makeup.
Yeah.
And it's hammered home a little bit more.
Yeah. I think in the original it's like one line.
It's part of the monologue.
It's
at
when
the beginning.
it's when the priest is reading from the journal.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like the guy in the ghost story, I don't think even mentions it at the beginning. But then when he's reading his ancestor's journal, his ancestor is basically like, "Oh, I have sympathy for these people because they have this disease, but also I'm conflicted because I don't want them living near me."
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
I think
that's all it's mentioned.
I think the ghost pirates giving you leprosy is a really, really cool way to kill people.
Yeah.
This just sucks.
It's bad.
the fog floating around the bottom of the sink, and then the hand reaching up through the garbage disposal.
And this fucking old bag just looking down the garbage disposal at this fog. And again, because this actress cannot act, her reaction reads as, "I am so disgusted how gross that there's fog in my sink," which I was just like, that is a bizarre reaction to be like, "Ew, fog."
And you know in old video games when the graphics really couldn't handle that many characters on screen, so when you like killed a zombie, it just sort of turned to dust.
Yeah.
That's what happens to this bitch.
Yeah. She does get covered in just fucking like CGI, like gray skin pixels, right? And then we cut to just a hilarious fucking like blackened husk skeleton just flopping to the floor.
I did like that very much.
I liked the skeleton. The fucking CGI
Yeah.
leprosy transformation sucks shit.
Yeah.
It looks really bad.
You know what the best part of the original The Fog is?
I mean, Adrienne Barbeau. But
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what the other best part of it is?
Tom Atkins.
That's true.
What's the other best part?
Jamie Lee Curtis. No.
Right.
The Fog.
Yes.
In the original, The
Yes.
Fog. You know what sucks the most in this movie?
Oh, man.
The Fog.
And we are showing the fog so much. In the original movie, we're talking about the fog. Adrienne Barbeau is looking at the fog from the lighthouse. But I feel like we're not doing as many shots of the fog rolling in the original.
But they're memorable. They're
Yes.
opticals. The fog's glowing.
Yeah.
There's like they're using practical elements. Every time the fog is on a set, it's practical fog.
Yep.
There's cool light shooting through it. When the ghost pirates appear, they stand out visually against the fog and look different.
Yeah.
In this movie, we probably have like 2 or 3 scenes with a fog machine.
Yeah.
Everything else is this fucking shit ass, disgusting 2000 CGI fog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in terms of precipitation-based horror movies, depicting the scary precipitation,
Yes.
this can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
The Mist in the Mist
Yes.
looks awesome.
And The Mist was around the same time.
It was a couple
wasn't
years
it?
later, I think.
Yeah. 2007 for The Mist. But it's like, that's only a 2-year difference. We had the technology to
Right.
make this fog look better.
Right.
Yeah.
The fog in the original Fog creates that movie's entire atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is so crucial to the atmosphere of that film, and Carpenter's films are often very atmospheric. I think The Fog is missing some of that, but the visual effects and the onset effects of The Fog elevate it and make it kind of creepier
Yes.
and moodier like his other films.
Yes.
And in this movie, completely detracts from my enjoyment of the film.
And also, like, notably, in the original The Fog, like you said, it's, like, glowing. It looks evil. Like, to the characters in the movie, when they see the fog, they're like, holy shit, that's not normal fog. This is so scary, we have to, like, get to safety. In this movie, the fog is either shit-ass CGI or just normal fog from a fog machine with nothing done to it.
Right.
And people are reacting like it's normal-ass fog because it looks normal, and that makes the whole, like, it makes the stakes of the movie just, like, you know? Because it's like in the original The Fog, the lady who is babysitting Stevie's kid, Andy, in the original The Fog, sees the fog and is like, you have to go to your room. We are not safe. We have to shut the doors and windows, you know? And in this movie, like, this old lady sees this fog and she's just like, yeah, looks like regular fog. Back to Jeopardy. And it's like, this is not ratcheting up the tension.
Right.
You know?
Right. When the fog shows up in the original fog, you know something
get
bad's about to
scared.
happen. And you're right. Like,
Yeah.
we are seeing less shots of the fog rolling in. Because I think we do that same CGI shot of the fog rolling in like 5 times in
It
this
sucks
fucking
so
thing.
bad. It looks terrible.
It's just gray sludge.
Yeah, and anytime there are faces in the fog, anytime we're doing fog ghosts, this shit looks like garbage. This is worse than some video game graphics of the time.
And when we get to ghost pirates in the fog that are in makeup, they look like shit.
Yes. The fucking the graveyard scene at the end where there's all the ghost pirates who are like transparent.
Yeah.
And they're surrounding the fucking mayor. You know what I could not stop thinking in that scene?
Return of the King?
Yes. Because Return of the King had come out 2 years earlier.
Yep.
And the Army of the Dead in Return of the King.
The blade was broken.
It has been remade.
That guy. If I saw that guy in the fog, I'm fucking heading for the hills, man. Ray Cerbeja in whatever that weird makeup is they put him in. I mean, I'm a little scared because he is a Eastern European pervert.
Yeah.
But I am less scared of him than the King of the Dead.
Yeah. The King of the Dead in fucking Return of the King is a badass.
King of the Dead's got a cock on him.
Release us.
King of the Dead's a good hang.
Yeah.
Also a little terrifying.
Yeah. I could not stop thinking about Return of the King because I was like, we are doing the exact same visual effects trickery where it's like these are guys in costumes and makeup and masks and stuff. And we are like making them look ghostly with like CGI and camera tricks and stuff. And it's like the same shit as in Return of the King, which came out 2 years earlier and granted had a much bigger budget. But in Return of the King, now watching it in 2026, those effects still look unimpeachable. They look fantastic. And then,
you know what? We were fucking doing Ghost Pirates and Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that was 2 years before this, and then they fucking, I think the 2 and 3 came out around the same time as this movie did.
Yeah. And then it's like, how?
Huge budgets again, but yeah.
How, with Return of the King fucking winning so many awards for visual effects and fucking all of the shit, are you coming out with this movie 2 years later and doing the exact same thing, and it looks like fucking hot ass?
It's just a transparent... It's just a transparent to opaque slider on the visual effects that they're messing with. It really sucks.
In that graveyard sequence, I was astounded by how bad it looked.
And there are moments where we have fog machines going on set, some backlighting, and actual actors on set that don't have any visual effects. Yeah. We just see their shadows, just guys in top hats and shit.
I do hate that guy's wearing a fucking... He looks like he's in... White Zombie or some shit. The guy with the hat. Anyway,
I think it's sort of funny. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Those look good. Yeah. And I'm like, and all of the shots of the pirates in the original look great.
Yes.
With those red glowing eyes. And
why
I'm like,
are we not doing the red glowing eyes?
In
this movie?
Give some. I don't even. It doesn't have to be red. Give me some color coming out of those eyes.
Yeah.
And let me see these guys
just being gray sludge
actually on set.
Yeah.
I want to see these dudes in costume on set with real fog. But it's just CGI on top of CGI.
Yeah.
And it looks like shit.
And in the original The Fog, it's like, it's guys on sets in fog. And you know what they're fucking doing? They're putting hooks and swords through people. And in this movie, they're just throwing everybody through windows. You know, we see a guy pop up in the fog. The camera cuts to outside the building they're in, and they go through the fucking window. Yeah. And it's just like
it's a comedy bit.
It was making me laugh by the end of the movie. Anytime someone got thrown through a window, I was like, again? Yeah, man. And the ghost underwater looks really bad, which we already talked about. Oh, you know what else this movie does? This movie watched John Carpenter's The Fog and was like, yes, but with more defenestrations. You know what they also wanted more of? Car accidents. People can't drive for shit in this movie. Fucking Adrienne Barbeau gets stopped in the fog because her car shuts down.
We flip a car in this movie.
Yeah. Her car shuts down and
forgot.
some asshole just fucking full on like head on collision hits her. And I get that there's heavy fog, but like turn on your brights, man. And so yeah, she like rolls down the fucking hill, and then like that's how this is the replacement for Stevie being on top of the lighthouse and getting attacked by zombie pirates, is instead she has to get out of a sinking car, which is way lamer. It was notable to me that after she gets out of the sinking car, like she escapes from the fucking ghost that's trying to drag her down. That is the last you see of her until the end of the movie.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything to do at the end.
Yeah, she
shows up at the museum and then...
Yeah, she survives a car accident and then basically is just absent from the movie until the very end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that car accident. Fucking... One of the fucking weirdest editing choices in this movie. It truly made me almost back up and to see if I had missed something, like to see if the stream skipped or something. There's a moment where Maggie Grace is explaining her fucking visions and the backstory that she's researched. She's basically talking about the whole like how the curse originated to Mr. Smallville, right? And we're getting flashbacks of the boat stuff with Raid Cerbeja, and then we hard cut out from the flashback to Smallville guy has steered the truck into something and there's like a minor collision, and Maggie Grace is like, watch where you're going. And that's how we transition out of the flashback sequence.
Yeah, because at that point it does seem like maybe they're both experiencing the flashback.
Yes, which is so bizarre.
Because he's getting in a car accident, yeah.
Yeah, it really made me be like, I no longer understand how this movie is even being stitched together. Like, I don't understand the editing in this movie. It's disorienting me. But also, like, that's not even the only time that he accidentally hits something when driving the truck in this movie. He keeps fucking running into shit. And then they do crash the truck into a boat later. There's just, like, so many car accidents.
Yeah.
Anytime they were like, what do we do next in the script? They were like, throw someone through a window or a car crashes. Yeah.
Yeah. This movie just is sort of already evaporating from my memory.
Yeah, yeah. Understandably, much like the fog, it's dissipating. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Anything else on this, or should we just fucking get out of here?
I feel like did I have anything else to talk? I talked about I didn't like the needle drops. I talked about her fucking fuck ass coat. I don't know, man. I guess that's probably it.
Right. I think we've probably spent more time thinking about the Fog remake than anyone else on this planet.
Yeah. It just fucking sucks, man. Oh, the kid's bad in this, too.
Kid's bad.
The kid in the original is fine. The kid in this is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid just really wants to... Oh, you know what? I like the homeless guy on the beach with... the big, like, the wraparound sunglasses on, and then the sunglasses on his hat.
Yeah, he's
got, like, a watch stuck to his hat.
He's got, like, a steampunk thing going on for no reason.
Yeah.
And it seems like this guy has no job. He seems to be some sort of vagrant, and his whole day is just metal detecting on the beach. Mm-hmm. And then he, like, comes up to Maggie Grace and is like, I got something for you. I have something to show you. That did remind me of the moment in The Craft where the guy's like, I had a dream about you, and he's holding a snake. Very similar vibes.
Yeah, more of that. I would like more of that guy.
That guy was a good inclusion.
I like the fat guy.
Oh, with the dogs?
With the dogs.
Yeah.
Who's getting leprosy throughout the movie.
Yes, so when he first shows up with that shit on his face, I thought, one of his dogs must have attacked him, because they don't really explain what's happened. And then it becomes clear, no, he is getting leprosy, presumably from the fog. The funniest...
More leprosy. I need more leprosy in this.
One of the funniest visuals in this entire movie, an image that truly had me laughing as if this film was a comedy, was the first time that he shows up with that big... Like, it's like a giant, festering, horrible wound on his face. It's like a chunk,
yeah.
It's huge. He has, like, a normal, like, fucking, like you would get in a multi-pack from a fucking convenience store, 4-inch Band-Aid over it. and it's like... The wound is so much bigger than the Band-Aid that it's sticking out on all sides. It was making me laugh really hard because I was like, what do you think you're accomplishing with this? Like, teeny tiny little Band-Aid over this, like, giant fucking horrible wound. Yeah. And then he abandons the Band-Aid later. Like, when you see him later, he just doesn't even have it. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm just going to concede the fact that my face is getting ghost leprosy.
Justice.
Yeah.
The first movie of Carpenter Copycats.
Yes.
Remake of The Fog. Will things be getting better from here? I don't know. But
They better be.
tell me, let me know. Is this the greatest movie ever made?
David, no. The Fog 2005 is not the greatest movie ever made. This movie sucks. I don't quite think it's the worst movie ever made. It's a little too inoffensive for that. Like, there's shit in this movie that pissed me off. A lot of that is what we've talked about. But I think the thing that is not interesting to talk about on a podcast is really what the bulk of this movie is, which is bland and uninteresting and uninspired. Like, we talked about the crazy moments because they are what there is to say about this movie, but the vast majority of the runtime here is the cinematic equivalent of an unseasoned rice cake. It is just nothing. You know, it goes down, you know, relatively easy because it just has nothing to offer you, you know? And I'm like, if this movie was like worse, sure, I might like dislike it more and I might give it the title of the worst movie ever made, but it would also be more interesting if it was worse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of think that this is in the area of like, I kind of think this is like a 2-star film that is emblematic of a thing about 2-star films, which is that sometimes that is a worse indictment than a 1/2-star or 1-star film. Because at least with a 1/2-star or 1-star film, it's like, this like roused my spirit enough to make me vitriolic.
You can bring
it.
some ire to that.
Yes. Like, I enjoy hating The Pest more than I enjoy hating The Fog, because The Fog is like not even worthy of my hatred. It's just nothing, you know? It's just nothing. It is a fucking can of tuna. No, it's not the greatest movie ever made. You know, and the verdict is not on The Fog 1980. But just to kind of weave that in, since we've been comparing the two, I think The Fog 1980 is maybe not the greatest movie ever made either, but I do think it is a great movie. And I think that comparing this remake with the original really is kind of a case study in why remakes are often derided, like why remakes often fail. I think this is a really good, like, you could teach this one in film school and be like, hey, let's talk about remakes. For a good example of like a bad remake, let's look at The Fog and The Fog, right? Because I feel like so much of what it does wrong is just not latching onto the stuff that makes the first one work and incorporating those elements into this movie. And then simultaneously, some of its failures are by attempting to do the wrong new stuff. You know, it's like it does both things wrong. It keeps the wrong stuff from the original and abandons the wrong stuff from the original and invents bad new things, you know? And it doesn't have Tom Atkins in it, which is like a huge strike against this movie.
That's a huge strike against most films.
Yeah. And boy, oh boy, is Jamie Lee Curtis way better than the daughter from Taken. Yeah, no, it's not the greatest movie ever made. It's bad. David, is The Fog 2005 the greatest movie ever made?
Justice, no.
Yeah.
Like you said, I found this mostly to be watchable, but I found this to be boring, inoffensive, and also just kind of watchable. But at a certain point, you really want off the ride, and the movie is not keen to let you go because it needs to have the 5th shot of the fucking bitch from Taken drowning. Sorry, I sound very misogynistic, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
I don't mean to be rude, but we gotta watch this chick drown again. We gotta have more time with researching these fucking symbols. We gotta have another slow-mo shot. So much slow-mo in this movie that's totally unmotivated and stupid.
Yeah.
There's cool ideas with expanding on the lore and backstory. And showing those flashbacks, those are kind of interesting ideas. Even the kind of like gothic romance turn that this thing takes is maybe interesting, but it never does anything with them. It never develops them. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of fresh ideas to bring to the table because it spends most of its time recreating scenes from the original The Fog, but worse.
Yeah.
And when it can't do that, it'll just throw someone through a fucking window.
Yeah.
I don't hate this movie. I dislike it greatly. I think it's a bad film. But like you said, I feel like the half star for The Pest is kind of a badge of honor.
Yeah.
It's sort of, it sort of won that like an award.
It's impressive to make a movie that bad.
Yeah.
It's not an impressive
this is
thing
just
to make a movie this bad.
This isn't the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just bland and boring and is going to just fade away from my memory immediately.
Yeah.
There's no reason I would ever watch this again. Can you watch worse things? Sure. You'd probably have a better time watching worse things than watching this movie.
Yeah, I would sort of say rather than watch The Fog 2005, watch a better movie or a worse movie.
Or watch The Pest.
Yeah.
And I like The Fog. I think the original Fog is a good movie. It's also my least favorite of John Carpenter's good movies. Like, I like Prince of Darkness better, and we all know the difference in our opinion on that one.
Yes.
But I do think The Fog is I think it's like 11 out of 18 on my Carpenter ranking.
Yeah.
And the next one down is like Vampires, which isn't a good movie, but it's fun. There's stuff that you can improve on with that original The Fog, but watching it last night and then watching this, I do kind of feel like maybe I've been giving The Fog a little bit too much shit because some of the things that it does wrong that I don't like are done worse in this movie and were more elegantly done by John Carpenter back in the 80s to begin with.
Yeah.
And it has Tom Atkins in it.
Yeah.
And it has Adrienne Barbeau's fucking cleavage. So
she is smoking hot in that movie.
So, oh my God.
Yeah.
She posed for Playboy, so there are nude pictures of her on the internet.
Nice.
We used to fucking build things in this country.
We used to be a proper country.
We used to build big titty brunettes with fucking bushes, like Adrienne Barbeau.
They're still out there. I just don't think they're in movies the same way they used to be.
She's still alive, and she's in her 80s.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
For like 81 or 82.
Nice.
No, it's not the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
And it's just bad.
As you were talking about, I thought of two more thoughts and then we can fucking put this to bed. But
sure.
As you were doing your verdict, one of the examples of like a scene that I think is done just way better in the Carpenter movie that is recreated less successfully in this one is where the dead guy gets up from the table.
Oh yeah.
So much scarier and so much more interesting visually in the original Carpenter movie. And then in this one, it just feels like we are just playing the hits of Japanese-inspired.
And the dead guy getting up from the table isn't even like my favorite scare in the original.
No, yeah, but it works. And I hate that in the remake, it's like we shoot it worse, we time it worse, it's way less scary, and also we have the guy talk in a weird modulated ghost voice instead of just silently collapsing like in the original, which is so much better.
I forgot to mention this. What I hate is the banging noise that keeps playing over and over during some of the scares.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed that it's them banging on the side of the ship.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's lame. But the last thing that I was going to say that I thought of during your verdict is it is truly unforgivable that this movie does not kill Spooner. We get a fake-out Spooner kill where he's on the boat with the Girls Gone Wild chicks, and we think we see him die off screen, and then it is revealed that he hid in the freezer and survived, and then like he lives through the rest of the movie. Like we never kill Spooner. And I was like, what are we doing?
And we get that musical sting when his eyes open in the freezer.
Oh, so many bad fake outs.
We get that. Oh, and at the end when Nick Castle and Elizabeth are with the kid.
Yeah.
then Stevie just runs into frame to grab him.
Yes.
And we get this fake out scare too. And I'm
Yes.
like, we're in Act 3. We don't need fake out scares in Act
Yes,
3,
you
guys.
can do actual scares. The movie's almost over. Yeah, it can just be a fucking fog zombie instead of something innocuous.
Yeah.
Yes, lame and it sucks. Anyway, and next week we're gonna see what the fucking Assault on Precinct 13 remake.
I
has
hope
for
it's
us.
better. At least we get to hang out with Ethan Hawke and Lawrence Fishburne.
At least those are two actors who I know to be good.
You know what?
At least there are, as opposed to this movie, which has one good actor in it. We at least are guaranteed 2 next week.
And I'll take Lawrence Fishburne over 10 Raid Sorbejas.
Oh yeah, I'll take Ethan Hawke over 10 Raid Sorbejas. No offense to Raid Sorbeja, but Ethan Hawke is like pretty damn good actor.
If I come on mic next week and say Lawrence Fishburne was anything less than stellar in this movie,
Yeah.
you are free to nail me to a cross and flay me alive.
I think I wouldn't go that far, but I think I might just like refer you to like a mental health crisis center. Just be like, I think there's something wrong with my friend. He doesn't think Lawrence Fishburne's good in this movie.
I don't know. Maybe it's the dud. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the one dud performance in his filmography.
Yeah. You
I
never
don't
know.
know.
Nobody bats 1,000. You never know. You never know.
Join us next week for Assault on Precinct 13.
Yes,
in
not the John Carpenter one.
No.
the other one.
But you should watch that one if you haven't.
It's
I
good.
feel like it's underrated. I feel like it's underrated among his movies.
Good movie. Has one of the best and most frequently memed moments of all time as well.
What is that?
Oh,
the kid getting shot.
I wanted Vanilla Twist.
Oh, we get to talk about the kid getting shot next week. Oh.
Yeah. We'll put a pin in that for next
We're going to
week.
spend 15 minutes talking about a scene from a different movie.
Yes,
next
a
week.
movie that is not the movie we'll be talking about.
Fuck.
It'll be interesting to see if they recreate that scene in any
I
meaningful
will.
way.
I will give. That'll give that movie at least like an extra 2 stars. If a kid gets shot in the chest
Yes,
eating an ice
and
cream
a
cone.
huge squib explodes
Yeah.
out of them. Yeah.
Join us next week for Assault on Precinct 13 from 2005. Directed by a French guy, I think. I'm not going to look up his name right now, but you can look us up on Instagram.
Hey, good transition.
At TGMEM_podcast.
smooth.
Send us an email at thegreatestmoviepodcast@gmail.com, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, and tell your friends to listen to the show.
Yeah.
And kiss.
Yep.
Love you guys so much. Watch out for the fog.
Yeah.
As always, later, dipshits.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Greatest Movie Ever Made. Please remember to leave us a rating and a review, and to subscribe to the show wherever you listen. We appreciate you supporting the show and spreading the word. Tell your friends to listen, tell your enemies to listen, tell your mom to listen. If your neighbor has an unsecured Bluetooth speaker, connect to it and play an episode. You can follow us on social media at TGMEM_podcast. And if you've got a movie that you want us to talk about, send us an email at thegreatestmoviepodcast@gmail.com.